gentlemen, distinguished platform guests, please stand and join me in welcoming Junior Class Marshals Lubomir Zupka and Sam Lederman as they lead our seniors to the opening of the 2016 commencement ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as I ask the senior members of the concert choir under the direction of Mrs. Susan Moyle to join the chorus in the singing of our Star Spangled Banner.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Thank you, chorus. Please remain standing as I invite Senior Class Vice President Molly Muir to the stage to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It gives me great pleasure to ask the members of the Bedford High School Concert Choir to perform their final selection. It's a tradition here. It's called On My Way Back Home.
so far away, I'll return again someday. I will find my way back home. We will never be apart. I will hold you in my heart. I will find
Could we have asked for a more perfect day for a graduation? I want to thank all of you out there that have done this before, that have sat through the beautiful sunshine and the 90-degree heat in the stands to give us this just perfect day for graduation. Thank you very much. My name is Bill Hagen, and I have the honor to stand here today as a representative of the Bedford School District as we celebrate the conclusion of an exceptional journey each of these young people have made to be here today. The journey has been marked with so many personal stories and exciting experiences. And in these experiences that have helped to shape you, our school, and most importantly, and what it means to be a Bulldog. To open this morning's ceremony, I would like to introduce our distinguished platform guests. Joining us for the ceremony this morning are members of the Bedford School Board, Board Chairman, Dr. William Kessler, Vice Chairwoman, Mrs. Cindy Shagnon, Mr. William Foote, Mr. Phil Shapler, and Mrs. Jen DeAngelis. Thank you for being here. Also joining us this morning, Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Chip McGee, Assistant Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Michael Jetty, Assistant Principals, Mr. Bob Jazokis, and Mr. Gary Dempsey. Our school district is extremely fortunate to have such a supportive school board and administrative team. Thank you for being here to honor the graduating class. I'd like to begin my brief remarks this morning by sharing a quote from a famous American. It's a simple quote that speaks to how each senior arrived here this morning and the influences that parents and guardians have had on them and on our world. When you hold your baby in your arms for the first time and you think of all the things you can say and do to influence them, it's a tremendous responsibility. What you do with a child can influence not only her, but everyone he meets, and not only for a day, a month, or a year, but for time and eternity. Mrs. Rose Kennedy. To all the parents and guardians here this morning, your son or daughter in cap and gown this morning is evidence that you assume the awesome responsibility of parenting, and doing so have done a remarkable job in preparing them for today's challenges and influencing tomorrow's world. Graduates, would you take a moment and join me in thanking your parents and guardians for the commitment and sacrifices they have made and will continue to make on your behalf for many years to come. Seniors, for the past 12 years, you have had the opportunity to experience the Bedford school system. With the tremendous support of our community, the Bedford school system has been able to attract the best teachers and staff to our classrooms. Like your parents, these professionals assume the daunting responsibility of preparing you for the world. While they have shared their knowledge and skill with you, they have also made a personal investment and commitment in each of you, beyond the classroom requirements. And while you may not remember a mathematical formula or a date in history studied in 20 years, you will remember those teachers who influenced the direction of your life. Seniors, let's take a moment to give them a big thanks. To the graduating class of 2016. I want to congratulate the class for achieving the requirements and competencies for graduation from Bedford High School. I applaud each of you for the perseverance and determination that it takes to meet these standards. And equally important, I want to thank you for your leadership as a class that you have demonstrated here at your stay at Bedford High School. Earning your high school diploma has helped to prepare you for the next step in your life. Whether you choose the workforce, the military, or decide to continue your education at a technical school, in a college, the future ahead is a journey. I can assure you the journey will be challenging, exciting, perhaps frightening, and occasionally heartbreaking. However, although you are responsible for the paths taken and the choices made along the way, do take comfort in knowing that you will not be alone and that family and friends will continue to guide you. While no one can be assured of the outcome of the journey, remember that each of you make your way. it is important to keep in mind that success in life will be unique for each of you. So whatever path you choose, whatever choices that you make, remember there's no standard for success by which you will be measured. Your success will be measured by how you decide to live your lives, and in doing so, how you will affect the lives of those you surround yourself with. In closing, I want to share a quote from an article written by Stuart Duncan entitled, "Autism from a Father's Point of View." While the article may seem out of place at this morning's graduation ceremony, it is a relevant piece, because the theme throughout the article provides an important and timely message for the 326 young men and women going forward to lead our world one day. Duncan writes, "The thing that makes understanding so difficult is that it requires us to be willing to listen and understand the position of someone that we do not agree with. Understanding isn't something that happens when two people agree. It is the ability to comprehend why a person feels the way they do. The world we live in presents incredible possibilities. It is a world that offers great opportunity for each of us. It is a world of great diversity. Today, and to a greater extent every day moving forward, our world continues to grow closer. The importance of understanding those we know, those we do not know, those that look and act like us, and those that do not, will provide the key to a prosperous and peaceful world. Here at Bedford High School, we offer opportunities to understand others through our course of study, through our IB program, in our peer-to-peer program, through intercession experiences, in our foreign exchange programs, and in our Challenge Day program. As Bedford High School graduates moving into the broader world, I challenge each of you, listen carefully, search for differing points of view, and seek to understand others. As Duncan said, you don't have to agree, rather better appreciate and understand why a person feels the way they do. And in doing so, you can create a more peaceful world for all of us. On behalf of the entire Bedford High School community, I want to say thank you. Thank you for the manner in which you have conducted yourselves, for the examples you have set, for the challenging questions you have asked. Thank you for the friendships you have made. Thank you for the positive imprint you have left on our school. And thank you for the exciting and important memories with which you leave us. This is the legacy of the class of 2016, and you should be very proud. Thank you. The Class Leadership Award goes to a senior through their years at Bedford High School who lives the school's mission. The recognition goes to someone who is intellectually curious, resourceful, who exceeds comfortable limits, who acts with purpose, integrity, respect, and who takes responsibility for themselves. This year's recipient of the Leadership Award goes to a high-achieving, dynamic student, an IB diploma student, member of the National Honor Society, winner of the Dartmouth Book Award, contributor to the Bedford High School newspaper, member of the Leadership Club. She is an outstanding citizen both in our school and in her community. The recipient is passionate about everything she engages in, and her spirit is infectious. She earned high honor roll status with a 4.45 grade point average while participating in lacrosse, field hockey, and Nordic skiing. Bedford High School is a better place because of her participation here. It gives me great pleasure to introduce an impressive young woman as this year's Leadership Award winner. Please welcome Kira Fahmy to the podium.
Good morning, class of 2016. And good morning to all of your family and friends up there who have come here to celebrate you. Good morning to my family as well. Hello. I am unfortunately sick, so if at any point during this I sound like I'm about to cough or get really emotional, it's probably a little bit of both. I am so honored and excited to be speaking to you today. It's surreal that not only senior year is over, but our time at the Bedford School District is over too. Like many of you, I let the uncertainty and stress of this year lead me to let my life be consumed by a television show. One of you, I believe, even spent 24 hours straight dedicated to Netflix, so props to you, Emily Curran. For me, as my show, I chose Glee. And one night, as I cried and cried over one of the graduation episodes, one quote stood out to me. There's a good reason they sometimes call this commencement. It's the beginning, not the end. And while today is sort of a big deal for you guys, the rest of your life is an even bigger deal. Because whether you realize it or not, we have all graduated before. And not like a kindergarten graduation or anything like that. We graduate constantly. And while it may look different from a cap and gown ceremony like today, these type of milestones happen all the time. We just have to recognize them. And continue to recognize them after this day. Because today is not the end. This is not it. And you need to refuse to let it be it. Please, God, do not peak in high school. Take this piece of paper you're getting today and think about all of your amazing accomplishments that led you here. All of your mini graduations. Surviving freshman year, midterms, finals, chemistry. But also use it to drive you forward and to look forward to that next mini little graduation. For many of us, this will be move-in day or the first day on a new job. And we're going to know little to no one. And that's very scary because all 300 or so of us know each other on some sort of level. Whether it be a quick hallway nod to that kid you sat next to in physical science freshman year, or years and years of memories with your best friends. We know each other here. And while I look into the crowd and I see you're all looking kind of identical in your caps and gowns, I've been very blessed to know you as individuals as well. Crying with you on challenge day, celebrating your senior projects, watching you perform in plays or talent shows or championship games. We're awesome. And we have really grown into ourselves as a class. And I can feel an energy and confidence and sense of direction that wasn't there in our years as underclassmen. We are certainly not the same people that milled around in Bulldog Corner before first bell, nervous and sweaty. We are now I'm walking into class 5 minutes late. I have 3 iced coffees. I'm a little sweaty from the jog up the junior lot hill, but everything is all right. I'm a senior. It was a magical transformation. But in all seriousness, I'm amazed at some of the changes that our class has undergone. We went from that class that threw water balloons at pep rallies to that class that included everybody who wanted to in the senior year pep rally activities. Because when you looked out onto that gym, we truly had the most diverse group of people out there playing tug of war or floor hockey. And I think that's really reflective of us as a whole. I mean, I once heard the leader of the football fan section turn around and shush everybody and go, "Shh, Brian Mailhot's trombone solo is coming up." And everybody just stopped what they were doing, turned around and watched him kill it on that podium. That's special stuff. I recognize this change in us most clearly during my time at Stand By Me. Earlier in May, I spent a day at SNU running a course with Jake Donahue called BHS 101. Here we answered questions from 7th graders that ranged from, when can we use our cell phones? To, will I be okay because my doctor said I'm not supposed to start growing until I'm a junior and I'm really small. We spent 3-hour-long sessions acting as admission reps of BHS, talking up teachers, faculty, classes, school activities, anything you can think of. And to be honest, it was so easy. No part of me had to lie or act as I described how cool intercession is, how much I love my teachers, or hanging out with my advisory. I have been lucky enough to be part of a multitude of little communities within this big BHS community. IB diploma, field hockey, Nordic is love, Nordic is life, lacrosse, my brief stint with the swim team freshman year, thank you guys for that, film, newspaper, even improv. And within each of these communities, I found wonderful people and an even more wonderful faculty that support us in whatever we choose to do. I believe at this point in the speech, I'm supposed to give you sage advice about your futures, but the problem is many of you have no idea what those will entail, myself included. And there's a lot of people you should thank for getting you here, and you should. Teachers that pushed you and supported you, coaches that have been here for you on and off the field, your advisors, and your counselors who have been there for all 4 years. But the best way to thank them is by doing something with that support that they gave you. Doing something more than what you did inside the confines of their classroom, whether that was sleeping in the back row or memorizing Macbeth's soliloquy. You need to go into the world and use that content knowledge that you used. Or don't. Use the knowledge that you learned about yourself and do something with it. Now is not the time to be apathetic. However, nearly having 2016 is the year we graduate be our class slogan suggested that we love to be apathetic. I know that's not true. No matter how corny it is, I love that we settled on "we're kind of a big deal" for our slogan. Because while every senior is graduating in 2016, we are a truly big deal at Bedford. Because honestly, it's only a matter of time before Caroline Eby is performing in the Boston Ballet, Tyler Allen is releasing his second mixtape, Devaney Rever is finding cures in a chem lab somewhere, or Chris Violet is making a documentary about Devaney Rever finding cures in a chem lab somewhere. Now is the time to do, and I believe in your power to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Kara. Now you can understand why she was selected as a Leadership Award winner. I'd like to ask the senior members of the Bedford High School Band to join their bandmates and conductor, Ms. Kelsey Rianzo, for the last time, and for everyone to enjoy the musical selection, "I'll Be There" by the Jackson 5. just remember, as a bulldog, you're always there for each other. At this time, I'd like to introduce a genuine person, a young woman of integrity, of outstanding character. This year's class president is kind, calm. She's humble. She possesses a unique sense of humor. The class president is a young woman who challenges herself in everything she does, possessing a 4.21 grade point average. Academically, her schedule represents the most rigorous courses offered at Bedford High School. She's a varsity athlete and captain, and among all of this, she has been a quiet and calm, yet effective leader as a class president. Bedford High School will miss this outstanding young woman. Please welcome Class President Amy Gagliardi to deliver the class address.
Hi, everyone. It's such a great day outside, and we're almost done. Time to leave high school. I've had a lot of trouble trying to come up with something to say to you guys for the end of graduation and the end of our high school career. And I knew that something special was needed to close off our career, I guess, and I could not figure anything out at all. And I was struggling so much, and it was stressing me out. So I went to a teacher sitting right there, and I asked her what I could do as ideas to give my speech, and she was like, oh, maybe you could give some pieces of advice to your classmates. And when I heard that, I thought to myself, wow, there's absolutely no one less qualified and experienced to give advice to my classmates, especially since I have not graduated myself yet. But I wanted to hop to the challenge, and I sat down and I was trying to come up with pieces of advice to give you guys, and I faced probably the worst problem that I could, which was having no advice to give, and I was stumped. So I had to come up with something else to do, and I thought that my next best idea would be talking to the public about advice that they would give to graduates. And when I was thinking, I figured that the best pieces of advice would come from little kids because they're just so cute, and I thought that it would be really amusing. So I went to little kids ages 4 to 8, and I asked them if they had any advice for high school graduates. And I figured that these kids are just so inspiring. They are just purely themselves, and they have not been influenced by others, and that I thought the advice would actually be really good and something that we should follow. So the answers that I received surprised me. The kids that have not been in school at all, or for 1 year, had the best answers that I've received. They were 10 times better than the answers that I've received from adults, so yeah. The simplicity alone from the advice from these little kids was something that I think we should all learn from. But there was also some other advice that I thought was wonderful. So here it goes. To the class of 2016, this is how you can get through it all. Okay. Number 1, keep learning. From Jonathan, age 5. Jonathan is definitely right. We need to keep learning because our mind is never fully developed, and we just need to keep expanding the knowledge that we have. Be open to new opinions and ideas, and rise up to your fullest potential. Number 2, don't be mean to others. From Caitlin, age 6. A majority of the advice that I received from these little kids was basically just to be kind to others and don't be mean. Some of them, I asked some like 3-year-olds and 2-year-olds, and they were like, don't hit other people. So I figured that was kind of like, be kind. The advice from these children is something that we all need to learn for and understand that being kind is the way that we get somewhere in life, and that is the way that we succeed. We need to be gracious. No matter what the situation is, keep kindness in your heart. I think that as we are getting older, it is more and more important to follow this rule in order to succeed. Number 3, don't be scared. From Melissa, age 5. What I got from this was just to stay confident and keep your head up and believe in what you are doing. We are about to start a new chapter in our lives, and we need to face our fears. Be bold and be strong. And also, it is important that if you get afraid, do not worry. There are so many people here to support you. Just go back to where you came from. Ask for help, ask for love, ask for support. Everyone will be here for you. Number 4, think and you'll get the answers right. From Julia, age 6. This answer was my favorite one that I received. I thought that it was really sweet and touching because no matter what path you choose, you should never give up on anything that you do. Do not take the easy way out like I do all of the time. We definitely hold all of the answers inside of us, and sometimes we just aren't willing to dig them out, but we have them. Keep working, keep digging them out, and you can do anything that you want to do. Finally, the last piece of advice, number 5, this one's kind of weird. Do not buy a unicycle unless you are up for pedaling and a lot of hard work going up the hills. From Michael, age 8. I heard this and I was not sure what this meant at all. You could take it literally as absolutely do not buy a unicycle, or you can transform it into some sort of metaphor about hard work paying off. Take with it what you want. I don't know what to do with that. So you may be wondering why any of this matters, because you have probably heard all of this before. Your teachers or your parents taught you these rules, and you were taught to follow them at a very young age. But here's the truth. We are growing up, and we are growing up so quickly that we often forget that this is the simplicity of life. We forget that we need to be kind to others and that we need to believe in ourselves. We forget that we are just amazing and that life is so simple, and we try and make it so complex when it doesn't need to be. So as we step off this field today as the class of 2016, I want you guys to remember that the wisdom that we acquired as children will always ring true. Congratulations to my fellow classmates. I wish you the best in whatever you encounter in the future. Thank you.
Some tremendous advice. Thank you, Amy. Thursday night, during our senior awards ceremony, representatives from 36 community organizations were here to present scholarship awards to members of the graduating class. Local awards totaled over $57,000 this year, and they were awarded to 46 individual students. It is just another example among the many of how this community values and supports its children and these young adults. On behalf of our senior class, I want to thank the community for your continuous, generous support of all of us. Thank you. I'd like to ask the following seniors to please rise when I call your name. Scott Jackson, Nate Holt, Wesley Pelletier, Matt Blaisdell, Bobby Heald, Will Evans, Reed Lammy, Dakota Clark. Each year, a number of our seniors choose to serve our country through their military service. At this time, I would like to ask everyone to join me in extending a heartfelt gratitude for their commitment to serving our nation. Okay, at this time, I would like to invite Superintendent McGee for the presentation of the class of 2016.
Good morning. Good morning to the parents, families, teachers, and staff, and particularly to the class of 2016. Chairman Kassler and the Bedford School Board, it is my honor and privilege to present to you the class of 2016, having met all of the standards set forth by the state of New Hampshire, having demonstrated competency in each of their required courses, having completed real-world learning in an independent senior project, having exceeded their comfortable limits, and having shown themselves to be intellectually curious, resourceful, and respectful of themselves and others, they have earned the right to their diploma, the class of 2016.
You guys ready? All right. I'd like to ask School Board Chairman Dr. William Kessler to join me, along with Assistant Principals Mr. Jazokis and Mr. Dempsey, for the conferring of the diplomas.
Mr. Honor's Advisory. Dakota Ryan Clark. Jake Daniel Donahue. Brian A. Gould. Ian Timothy Horn. Daniel J. Johnson. Nolan Lawrence Lacombe. Laura Elizabeth Owens. Abigail Rose Parker. Devaney Heather Reber. Nicole Lynn Tucci. Christopher Andrew Violet. Layla Ivy Wickwire.
Mr. Blahnik's Advisory. Julia Marie Bobbins. Kaylee O'Regan Bowen. Megan Elizabeth Foley. Erica Riley Monteith. Emma Catherine Nettleship. Clayton Alexander Norris. Nora Owens. Zachary Patrick Parker. Kristen M. Roust. Jack Ryan Troyer. Timothy John Weeks. Bailey Willett.
Ms. Campbell-Kelly's advisory. Callista Ann Barbowski. Molly Catherine Biederman. Sarah N. Cole. Abigail Frances Crowder. Joseph Dopfer. Ryan Patrick Hughes. Connor D. Kelly. Autumn Leanne LaLiberty. Joanna Ng. Tiffany Riley. Jonathan Taylor. Rachel Elizabeth Wells.
Ms. Charbonneau's advisory. Alex Abad. Emma Grace Bizik. Sierra Alexandra Christerson. Brittany Florette Marie Ducharme. Jonah Rose Glynn. Corey John Goodman. Claire Margaret Lanuza. Sophie Louise Lehman. Tyler Michael Maniello. Kayla Marianne Marino. Megan E. Murphy. Sean Christopher Ryan. Joseph I. Walbridge. Shiyu Yuan.
Missionettes Advisory. Christian William Bostrup. Nicholas Cook Correa. Nicholas Alexander DeSanti. Justin Arenosian Hayes. Tyler Scott Close. Carolyn Renee Morshead. Alexander Justin Pratt. Josephine Mary Roy. Alexander Jason Schwartz. Andrew Robert Smith. Victoria Ray Southwell. Justin Toombs.
Good job, Justin. Ms. Close's advisory. Danielle Lynn Ferreira. Abigail Devlin Hibbard. Michael Landman. Nicholas Ryan Lawrence. Alec Carl Lindberg. Cameron John Madej. Logan E. Major. Emily Ann McSherry. Rachel Mary Philbrick. Erica Ann Sherman. Allison Taylor Williams.
Ms. Corbin's advisory. Ryan Dean. Vincent Richard Durrow. Aaron Michael Fournier. Pamela Lovely. Brian Paul Mailhot. Sean K. McGadden. Isabel Juliette Mezer. Madison Riley Mindis. Zachary Albert Nover. Jessica Rose Radke. Samantha Gabriella Saro. Hannah Sonberg.
Ms. Crofts Advisory. Kaylee Marie Bohan. Emily Sarah Curran. William Blake Edwards. Kelly A. Grimes. David Lotz Kessler. You can give him a hug. Ryan A. Landon. David George Norfleet. Rebecca Carol Rooney. Sage Christiana Trottier.
Ms. Dryer's Advisory. William Matthew Borelli Ebert. Ryan Christopher Fisher. Andrew John Fife. Jacqueline P. Golowitz. Joshua Thomas Hughes. John Ambrose Kiernan. Tucker Samuel Levine. Marco Novcic. Andrew Malcolm Pellis. Megan Roseanne Parumba. Grayson Rossi.
Ms. Farrelly's advisory. Vincent Eves Barabo. Brittany Nicole Dunn. Jacob Daniel Hall. Joshua Mark Hallenbeck. Jasmine Karen Webb Hunter. Julienne Anza Mumpini. Bailey Elise Nixon. Carly Kristen Willett. Stephen Daniel Petrenko. Anne Marie Catherine Pratt. Michael Francis Susi. Sabrina Joelle Staris.
Ms. Hatzidakis' advisory. Danielle Elizabeth Angelini. Connor DeSalvo. Martin Matthew Higgins. Kaylee Ryan McLaughlin. Alexander James Mullen. Evan Natali. Timothy Roger Pratt. Jeffrey Michael Sampson. Kayla Rachel Steinberg. Donato Anthony Tempesta. Mackenzie Evelyn Willis. Kyle Austin Woltz.
Miss Hogan's advisory. Derek J. Breck. Derek William Chisholm. Harrison Drew Klein. James Evan Haskell. Hey, good luck to you. Savannah Pauline Hayes. Megan Christine Jerome. Nathaniel Eric John. Morgan Jane Joyce. Amanda Young Lee. Abigail Louise Ramsey. Devin Rourke Shapler. Erin Nicole Stearns. Ethan Michael Widrig.
Ms. Kenny's advisory. Matthew Stephen Annan. Joshua Chase Bauer. Thomas Joseph Denault. Brian Douglas Fife. Gardner Merrill Gendron. Andrew J. Jackson IV. Scott Mitchell Jackson. Reed Douglas Lammy. Emily Davidson Mariano. Molly Elizabeth Muir. William McCarthy Murray. Dylan S. Rosen. Ambry Dawn Scribner.
Miss LaBrie's advisory. Brandon T. Blanchette. Lauren Elise Bolduck. Kirsten Grace Clark. Scott Richard Drucker. Caroline Fleming Eby. Jenna Elizabeth Goslin. Cole Alexander Johansson. Amanda Julia Kasem. Congratulations. Michael John Kitsis. Congratulations. Connor Martin Lee. Ryan Patrick Linehan. Nathan J. Willett. Catherine Ann Paraquay. Charles Scott Wu.
Ms. Lederhose's advisory. Gohar Anwar. Catherine Bryant Beauregard. Devin Giselle Cunningham. Nathan Bradley Gould. Zoe Danielle Graham. Mary A. Handy. Cameron Joseph Lebrec. Colin Douglas Newbold. Kaylee Elizabeth O'Keefe. Kate Marie Pulowski. Sean William Russell.
Ms. Lipinski and Ms. Palmer's advisory. Matthew Blaisdell. Braden Robert Bussing. Alexandra Lake Curran. Haley Brianna Dezo. Tyler Fournier. Heather Lynn Gauthier Shetler. William S. Lavalier. Heather Julia Luby. Anthony Julian Manella. Emily Ann Peach. Caitlin M. Redmond. Gabrielle Maria Scudder. Abdul Karim Tal.
Ms. Lynch's advisory, represented by Ms. Burnham. Molly Vieca Callahan. Christina Fun Shosky. Joseph Fabrini. Willem H. Fargo. Frankie A. Florian. Sarah Jillian Cantor. Sean Patrick Kenny. Rachel Marie Larrivee. Anitha Machupali. Nathaniel James Murphy. Reagan Lindsay Chiappa. Jason A. Schneider. Kayla Karen Elaine Watson.
Ms. Moyles advisory. Tyler Joseph Gamble. Heather Kristen Howell. Adam Aaron Landon. Thomas Alfred LeMay. Ryan Patrick McDonough. Benjamin Raymond Nelson. Brianna Ashley Purcell. Brian Patrick Russell. Emily Maria Savian. Paul Leo Toscano. Robert William Tung. Corey Scott Wallace.
Ms. Noble's advisory. Jason Wallace Albright. Evan Peter Andrews. Shay Robert Evans. Leanne Grace Hallenbeck. Silas Garrick Johnson. Joshua Andrew Kaler. Christina Dorothy LeClaire. Joshua James LaHoo. Sean William Patton. Brooke Ann Rivard. Kate Hamilton Shushan. Alexis Catherine Tamboris. Cameron Jean Thomas. Catherine Ellen Willer. Anli Zhang.
Miss Oscar Poisson's advisory. Louisa Berman. Casey Palmer Buckner. Emma Whitney Chavette. Kaylin Rihanna Clymer. Cassandra Rose DeLacy. Ryan M. Dabrowski. Amy Christine Gagliardi. Althea Maylene Gear. Ethan Gustave Hagstrom. Nathan Larson Holt. Megan Nicole Pemberton. Victoria Ann Brask Standard.
Ms. Phillips Advisory. Elijah Raymond Alstrom. Jacob Redmond Catania. Catherine Elizabeth Cusack.
Good job, Kat.
Emerson Catherine Damaris. Lauren P. Grocott. Braden Anthony Marino. Patrick Spencer Murray. Benjamin James Parker. Nathan Brian Reagan. Zoe Natola Shapiro.
Ms. Poirier's Advisory. William Brooks Barnhart. Kristen Hope Campbell. Kyle Edward Colella. Adelia Sear. Kira Rose Fahmy. Sean D. Gilmartin. Madden Alson Healy. Congratulations. Emma Holland. James Paul McGuire. Justin Paul Mello. Brianne Elizabeth Sullivan. Wesley Arthur Tuba. Sedora Elena Van Etten.
Mr. Pratt's advisory. Morgan L. Barnsley. Rachel Joan Coder. Christopher H. Fountain. Kaylee Ann Frederick. Justine Rose Gomes. Christopher J. Grandy. Jonathan Fielding Harris. Nicholas William LaRochelle. Cheyenne Grace Marshall. Harrison Paul McCulloch. Matthew Ryan Woosley.
Mr. Sarsfield's advisory. Miriam Sophia Abdi. Tyler James Allen. Isabel Morgan Clark. Breon Khalees Frazier. Delaney Lucienne Guimont. Robert Curtis Heald. Benjamin Joseph Miller. Courtney Marie O'Connell. Jarrett Kyle Pellerin. Nathan Samuel Eliam Rake. Cyan D. Vasquez Cordero.
Ms. Schultz's advisory. Alexander M. Banish. Kyle Bostock. Carly Elizabeth Cruz.
Congratulations, Kyle.
Spencer E. Lemmy. William Ross Langen. Alyssa Kate Monteith. Wesley Paul Pelletier. Allison Lynn Pratt. Thomas J. Reynolds. Anna Patricia Sasso. Maddie Lee Sohikian. Alex Strobel. Megan Carleen Wynn.
Miss Waymar's advisory. Tyler Jacob Aceta. Benjamin A. Domain. Daniel Timothy Flynn. Sydney Grace Ford. Erica Louise Fortune. P.J. Guerin. Amy Elizabeth MacDuff Katz. Michaela E. Long. Natasha Matters. Kaylee Lauren Moquin. Elizabeth Marie Mullaney. And Theodore Fernand Surratt.
Well, we just have one last item for today, and I'd like to ask the class officers, Amy Gagliardi, Molly Muir, Emma Bizik, Nikki Tucci, Dan Flynn, and Layla Wickwire to come to the stage, please.
All right, guys, congratulations. We are almost there. As you know, this is the year that we graduate. And so we should get on with that. So if you guys would join me in moving your tassels from right to left. Congratulations, class of 2016.